is not my hobby. This is how we live. This is how we pay for things. And so now I'm on my butt. In 40 minutes, I lost it all. I logged into my back office and nothing's there. But my customers are there. But my team, my org, it's gone. It's empty. All those faces.
40 minutes. That's all it took for 3 years of work, a mortgage payment, and an entire paycheck to vanish. And that's the brutal reality of MLM business ownership. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin Bees. I'm a certified personal trainer who makes anti-MLM content to protect people from predatory business models and all the misinformation that comes with them. Today we're talking about a company called Beyond Slim, and seriously, who named this company? Beyond Slim? What even is that? Slim but extra slim? Are we talking malnourished? It sounds like a punchline, not a wellness powder company. It's freaking weird. Anyways, here's what they actually sell. Overpriced drink mixes, especially their flagship ZipSlim. It comes in 2 versions, one with caffeine, one without. They market it as a metabolism booster, fat burner, appetite suppressant, all sorts of sciencey sounding promises. But when you dig into the labels, there's nothing magical there. One packet is just 25 calories, 3 grams of added sugar, and some vitamins. They lean heavy on vitamin C, D3, B12, magnesium, and chromium, and that chromium amount is astronomical, 857% of daily value. That's not fat burning, it's excessive dosing in my opinion. Then there's their so-called metabolic activation complex, a blend of ashwagandha, green tea, turmeric, ginger, rhodiola, milk thistle, but it's all in a 530 milligram total blend, meaning you're getting trace bits of each ingredient, not therapeutic doses. The caffeine version adds 100 milligrams of caffeine, about what you'd get in a small cup of coffee. So when I say these products are pointless, that's why I'm saying it. You're paying over $100 a month in many cases for sugar water with vitamins and a fairy dust herb blend. You could literally throw together coffee, fruit, and a scoop of fiber and get more functional benefits. So if you're watching this and you happen to be a customer of this company, I hope you hear me when I say taking these products is pointless. They're not going to fix your metabolism. They're not going to help you burn fat. And it's a complete waste of money, in my opinion. Now, to make things worse, Beyond Slim just announced a shift from multi-level marketing to affiliate. Worse for them and the people involved in the company. I think it's a great win for us in the anti-MLM movement. To many customers, that may sound like a small change, but for the leaders who built downlines, it meant that their downlines and their paychecks were wiped out. One of those leaders went live crying. And while I do have compassion for what she's lost personally, I also need to call out the manipulation, the spin, and how MLMs train leaders to cry for themselves, but never for the people under them. So let's dive into it, shall we?
And it's just like, this is like the same old thing that just keeps happening in these companies, and I'm sure it will benefit a certain seller type. I'm not saying that. Me personally, this is the fact, and this is how it's affected me as a human being, and my livelihood, my career. I don't even remember how many people I had in my organization. It was so large, but each person mattered to me, and we built something so beautiful. I've been on every trip. I've earned every prize. I've earned every award you could possibly imagine. I won the Beyond Heart Award because I gave my heart to everyone. And it's already super hard when your sales go down. You're trying to juggle the finances and all the things, and this is not my hobby. This is how we live. This is how we pay for things. And so now I'm on my butt. In 40 minutes, I lost it all. I logged into my back office and nothing's there. But my customers are there. But my team, my org, it's gone. It's empty. All those faces.
40 minutes, you guys. That's less time than it takes for me to bake a batch of cookies. And poof, her paycheck is gone. And I don't want to minimize how traumatic that is, but here's what I feel like is important in all of this. Her downline was, in my opinion, and well, not even in my opinion, based on statistics that we know around multi-level marketing or about multi-level marketing, we know that her downline was already suffering long before this. They were more than likely spending money, struggling, trying to hit minimums, covering auto ships. If Beyond Slim has auto ships, which I think that they do, she's now the one crying. But many under her have been crying silently for months or years and holding out hope that one day they'll make the income that this person was making. And while I'm not making fun of her or relishing in her pain or any of those things, I think, as we know, many things can be true at one time. I can call out the manipulation and also be compassionate that this person has lost her income, and also acknowledge that that income was made off of a predatory business model.
I'm a really sentimental person, I know. I look at this, these are the pictures of my people. That's us. That's my team, and that's who I care for so much, and it's not just me that's affected, it's people that are in that 1% caliber, the ones that have teams. We are affected horrendously.
Right. And it's a very small percentage, the 1% of the company. What about the other 99% that are not making any income? What about them and how they've been impacted while you're sitting up here talking about all of these awards and stuff? Come on.
And it's just, it's not fair. I just wish there was something for this, like a severance check, or I don't know, how do you do this type of thing? Why is it like this?
A severance check in a multi-level marketing company where you're not actually a business owner, you're not actually a business owner, and you're a contracted worker with no benefits, no health insurance, none of that. You want severance pay? Okay.
And I set my roots. I'm a loyal person. I really am. I will never let loyalty lead me to poverty. But I'm grateful that I have my friend.
You'll never let loyalty lead you to poverty? Oh man.
I've got Lacey, she's on right now, and Raylene, we're building at Melaleuca on separate teams, but...
Wow, isn't that fascinating how she's, tears and boogers over Beyond Slim going to affiliate, losing her check, but she's real quick to plug Melaleuca. We're building Melaleuca together. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
It actually makes sense. And there's a 40-year-old company. I'm so sick of the hype. I'm sick of the startups. I'm sick of it all. Because it's just, where's the stability?
Not in MLM. There's no stability in multi-level marketing. That's why the turnover rate is the way that it is. That's why the statistics that show that the majority of people lose money are the way that they are. There's no stability in MLM, even if you're at the top.
Where is it? So that's my truth. That's what happened to me. And I wish everyone the best in the company, and with the new comp plans, it will serve some great affiliate style. It's just, I'm gonna hurt for a minute, just a little bit. I'm gonna hurt because it's you had to rob the top to pay the bottom, and
you had to rob the top to build the bottom. And Miss Ma'am, what do you think has been happening to the people that are in your downline so that you could afford these lush luxury type things? They've been funding it. Are you kidding me?
I believe in equality 100%, but I worked and I slaved. Lacey knows, Lacey and I would run calls together and no one would show up. We had 2 people we'd be on with, coaching them how to work, and those are the things that I did. I showed up. I showed up for people. So, I mean, I've crawled out of every hole, you guys. I've crawled out of so many holes in my life. This is nothing. This will be fine. But I have been at the bottom before. And I built Beyond Slim from nothing. I was a broken individual. I'd lost everything in my other company. They did the same thing. So it's like I'm this broken little girl that just want to fit in somewhere where she can be great and do all great things and not have to risk losing it all.
You've been through this before and you joined another MLM thinking it was going to be different. This is the warning in this message, or excuse me, in this video. This is the warning. If you think your MLM is different, remember this. Remember this video.
And that's why people are like, why did you choose Melaleuca? Why don't you want to do something hype and shiny so you can really get the ground running and go amazing? And I said, because I've done that. I have spent my last 5 companies doing that.
5 companies? Wow.
So now I work at an old grandma dinosaur company that treats me so well, and I help people save money, and it is going to be my future. That is going to be my career, because that is where I belong. I belong in a company built for me. That's why I have nothing bad to say about Beyond's decision for doing an affiliate option, because for them, that's what they feel they need to do. Maybe that's a clientele they attract. But I'm a builder. I have customers and team. I need a company that loves me for that and pays me for that, and doesn't say, oh, it's not going to work anymore. We're going to take the money that you've earned all these years and this residual you've collected, and we're going to use it to pay other people. I mean, you got to find the money somewhere, right? Where are they getting it?
The irony of this. I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at the irony. She's saying, oh, they're taking this money from us to pay people. Where does she think the money that she was making was coming from? What I mean by that is, if you looked at her paychecks from Beyond Slim, and you looked at the amount of her monthly income that was coming from having a team and recruiting, and you compared it to the commissions from selling ZipSlim or any of the other Beyond Slim products, it's going to be night and day difference, because the majority of money in multi-level marketing is made from recruiting and having a team. And that team volume is built up from personal consumption in many of these companies. So this person, as an example, I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but as an example, somebody that's in the top 1% that's talking about all the trips and the awards in their house and all of that stuff, the downline is funding that off of personal consumption orders typically. Wild.
So, I mean, it's gonna be fine. Everything's always fine for me. I will have a few days, but we will try to figure out what we're gonna do financially, because I've only been at the wellness store a couple months, but I've enrolled 30 people. Like, I'm good at what I do, guys. I'm not like a loser. I know what I'm doing. That's the reason I have that. But I'm depressed and I'm burnt out and I'm tired and I'm...
Maybe look for a different type of job that's not a multi-level marketing company. Maybe don't join another MLM thinking that it's going to be different. And then months later, years later, you end up, the company goes affiliate and you're out that income.
Sad. And when you're sad, you lose a lot of belief in anything. You're like, maybe I just delete social media and I stop this madness. But I don't. I love it too at the same time. I just always tell people, you got to find the right tool for you. So Beyond Slim might be the right tool for somebody else, an affiliate that doesn't want to lead a team, that just wants to get that sales income. That's not me. I don't want that kind of income.
Yeah, because that income in comparison, like, you can't compare that to having a team and recruiting income from a multi-level marketing company. We've seen this before where they're like, I love the products. I will always use the products. And, they're amazing. They're game changers. And the second that the company goes affiliate, they're like, oh, I'm joining this company. Oh, but I still use the products. Oh, okay. All right.
I want to retire. I always picture myself, when you guys think of your companies, think of this. Do you want to be in a company that you can foresee yourself in your 70s being able to do this? That's what you have to ask yourself. If you have a hustle culture now, can you do that into your 70s, your 60s? Like, is that your retirement? What's your retirement plan? I'm serious. You have to ask that stuff.
Having a retirement plan when you're in a multi-level marketing company is not realistic because of how volatile it is. It's unstable. It's designed that way, which is why we're here. It's really interesting to me that you can see her switch into like training. Like, guys, this is how you can vet a company. You have to, where can you see yourself in your 70s doing this? First of all, why would you want to be in your 70s pitching multi-level marketing to people. That's not what I want to be doing at in my 70s, excuse me. That definitely not.
I want to do something I can retire easily with, that I know exactly the duplication, how to teach somebody that's 80 to do it, 60, 40, 30, 20. And I have that. So no one needs to pitch me to their companies right now. Please, I've already had 20 of those today.
Because that's what people are taught to do in multi-level marketing. Oh, my heart goes out to all the Beyond Slim reps that just found out that they're going to an affiliate model, that have lost their income. My heart goes out to them. And then the vultures come out. That's how this works.
Already been, because when I sense something happening, Sarah gets her backup plan ready. So we've had our backup plan. We've been working that. I'm set. You're not going to get me into your company, and especially not getting me in a company that's younger than 20 years. So if you're 20 years older, 20 years or older, you know, we can talk, but I'm pretty set. But I got a lot of that going on. I don't do startups. We're done with that. This is the year. This is the situation that ends the startup for me. Because 5 in, I will say, I've been in 5 startups. 2 of them are still going. 3 of them still going. So the success rate of these hype things are like 65%. So I just have to take that into consideration.
And yet you were still joining them, thinking that you were the exception, thinking that company was the exception.
Smart. My next one, yeah, I wanted the percentages a little higher. So, yeah, they're decades and went down hard. Yeah, I'm a data girl. When I was dealing with this 2 months ago, I started looking into and interviewing in other companies to see if I might be a better fit for somebody, and what services I could bring to a company, if they would value that, or if they're...
I'm sorry. You're a data girl, but you're joining MLMs. Have you looked at the statistics around MLM? Also, when I hear her say that she was looking into other companies to see if she would be a better fit and if she would be valued, that sounds to me like she was shopping bridge contracts. And I don't know anything about her. I don't know which companies that she was a part of. I have no idea. This was sent to me, and shout out to the person that sent it to me, because I think this is an important conversation to have. But that language sounds to me like she was shopping deals. And I could be wrong.
Behind on this, and I interviewed several, and it came down to 2. And the reason I chose what I'm at now is, number 1, the data and where their growth charts are. If your company can't share growth charts with you, yeah, it's not good. You need to know that stuff.
Also, an income disclosure statement. That should be shared too. That should be front and center for people that are thinking about joining an MLM company, but no. They don't want those numbers out.
If their growth isn't good and their sales aren't good, do you think your sales are going to be good? No. So I look at growth, I look at momentum, I look at retention rate, and reorder rate. So at the wellness store, 96% reorder rate with all your customers. Like, who wouldn't want that as a brand new business owner or something?
I wonder if that's the case because allegedly Melaleuca makes it really hard to cancel your order. Weird.
One that's a novice or like new, old, whatever you're coming in, you need those stats stacking for you instead of against you. So that's what made my choice there. Success leaves clues. Follow the clues. You know, don't be dumb. And if you like that dopamine hit of a hype, brand new, shiny penny, go for it. I ain't gonna yell at you. I'll tell you the risk behind that is 65%. Pretty sure I looked it up the other day. 65% of them belly up by year 3 to 5. So if you want to take that risk and you want to have fun, cool. I'm not gonna ever yell at you because I did it for 5 companies. Happened with brick and mortars. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, travel isn't going anywhere. And I just keep saying, the issues that I would find in my previous companies are lack of funds. They didn't want to buy certain things due to cost, and it wasn't an essential to them, so they would stop it, pause it, or discontinue it. And yeah, the retention was not good. But you think of the wellness store, what I'm doing now, the retention is 96% reorder, and there's just...
I'm laughing because of the switch up. Imagine looking up all this information, all the data and statistics, and saying, you know what? I'm going to join one more. Company number 6, it's going to be different over here. Stop.
Something about, you know, they're not going to stop brushing their teeth or doing their laundry. Those are all economic stressors, not economic stressors. When economic stressors hit, those are all things that still stay. You know, you're
right. And those are things that people can get from anywhere for cheaper. The dollar store. They don't have to pay MLM prices and get set up for an auto ship that is really allegedly difficult to cancel in order to buy laundry detergent and toothpaste.
gonna hope to, you know, carve off. If people are struggling financially, I'm making them make me a list at Walmart. Show me what you're buying at Walmart, and I'm gonna get you a shorter list, like, and it's cheaper. So if you can carve $300 off of someone's Walmart expenses during a crap economy, they're sticking with me. They're not buying non-essential stuff that's just hype, or I don't know, like there's drops for weight loss, there's GLPs. They cut those things out because they can't afford them because they're a non-essential. So,
oh my God,
that's why I'm where I'm at. I go where it makes sense. I have so many friends and
yeah, and that track record has really worked out for you, huh? You go where it makes sense. Okay.
MWR. I have absolutely no desire to do that. That's another thing. Like, if you want to do something, you need to love what you're doing. Like, I have no desire for travel. Don't want to have that. No, it doesn't excite me. Has to excite me. So power to all the people that want to do that. That's great. Like, it's like, I think 5 people pitched me today on that alone, MWR. So I'm like, cool. Yeah, not interested. I can't even, I'll have to go through and read all these comments later, but yeah, I just felt like, I really came in with like a lot to offer. I'm somebody that will learn from anybody. I'm not someone that's like, oh, I know everything. I'm going to outsmart everybody. I take classes. I get on Zooms every week to teach me something technology related, app related. How can we do better in business? Ads, let's teach that. Let's figure all the things out. I'm a person that's a sponge. I love to learn, and then I love to share it. And I'm going to tell on myself, but obviously, when I'm building over here, I'm starting from scratch. I'm not cross recruiting. I'm not doing anything like that because I wouldn't want to, you know, hurt my contract or anything like that. But what I do offer is people that are not on my team in my new company, I literally let them in all my stuff. We're like working together. Me, Raylene, and Lacey are not on the same team.
We're not going to skip over what you just said. I don't know if you caught it, but she said something like, and if you're not in my new company, I'm not going to cross recruit because I'm not going to jeopardize my contract. What contract might that be? Now, let me play devil's advocate here. Maybe she's just talking about the contract she signed to become a distributor in Melaleuca. Perhaps. But to me, knowing that she just said a little while ago that she was on calls, basically vetting companies to see if it was a better opportunity for her and if they were going to value her, those types of things, shopping companies, that to me sounds like a bridge contract. And again, I could be wrong. But notice how she started this off crying about Beyond Slim, closing. And here we are now pitching Melaleuca in a roundabout way, while also making it known that, hey, I share all kinds of information, whether you're in my downline or not. I share all kinds of information and blah, 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 blah. Wild.
We're in the same chat. We're talking every day. I'm sharing graphics with them. We're helping each other with graphics. We're helping each other in this company. Isn't that what it's all about? Just finding your people, even if you're not on the same team. Like that's my dream. One team, one dream. It's always been my motto. If I find out someone in my town is in the wellness store, I'm going to have lunch with them. I don't care what team they're on or where. I mean, that company's big. I'm just glad to find someone that does it. Like, cool, show me your tricks. What's your favorite product? What's some business tips? You know, connect with people.
You can't find that in MLM. And the reason that I feel that you can't find that type of community in multi-level marketing is because they are transactional relationships. I hope that this person does find actual community. I hope that she finds people that are not wrapped up in the same company, MLM company as her. I hope that she finds people that just like being around her and are genuine. I hope that for everybody, honestly. But you can't have genuine community when multi-level marketing companies, they are so cutthroat. The stuff that happens behind the scenes that nobody knows about, it is a cutthroat environment. While I wish that for her, you know, finding that community, because I think everybody deserves community, wanting to find that type of community in multi-level marketing is unrealistic because of how MLMs are designed.
So that's my heart, is a one team, one dream kind of person. I've spoke on podcasts, roundtable discussions, and shared PDFs with all the participants afterwards. Literally, I've said that. I'm like, if you're not on my team, that's fine. I will show you my daily method of operation that would apply to any business you're in. I literally will still coach people if they're in my previous company. I don't care. If someone needs help, come to my inbox. I will guide you in any kind of way that helps you, because I genuinely want women especially to be able to put food on the table, quit their jobs, fire babysitters, whatever they need to do, because I wanted those things and I didn't have a lot of help. I had a lot of gatekeepers. I had a lot of hateful women that if I didn't sign up with them, well, they're not going to tell me how they do this. They're not going to
see my notes from a few minutes ago, not even that long ago, about being cutthroat in multi-level marketing, because that directly applies here.
I had one upline years ago. I loved her graphic. I thought it was so beautiful. And I said, hey, is there any way you could tell me what app you used to create that? I didn't know it was Canva. I just thought it was an app or something. And she's like, no, we all need to be original around here. And if I shared it with you, then everybody's will look the same. I'm like, Canva? We all use Canva and can make it original. It was the rudest thing. So that molded me into my next company. That's when I began. I left pharmacy and I went into Celeste, and I decided I don't want to be under anybody. I want to be direct to corporate in everything I do. Now, there's pros and cons to that. I did burn out really quick, and I think I'm like excited that I'm not direct to corporate at the wellness store, because I have people pouring into me when I need it right now, because I'm at the lowest place in my life right now. Like, I have fought some horrible depression because I haven't been able to talk about this. This has gone on for months. 8 months to be exact. 8 months.
I'm really sorry that she's having to deal with that. When you are wrapping this into your pitch, you are emotionally baiting your audience. It's really gross. It's not okay.
So I've just put on the face. I'm like, all right, we're just going to get to work, try and do this wellness store, because we've got to make money, because we have bills. And I don't even know where I was going before I switched gears on that mental thought. But, the app, like, that girl, she made me think, I don't ever want to make someone feel like that. If someone loves and admires something that I've done, yeah, I'm going to tell them how to do it. Unless it's something that takes me like an hour to explain, I might be like, hey, just hop on a call. This is going to be too hard to go back and forth. But if someone just desires to learn from you, teach them. You know why? Because if someone's not even on your team at the then and now, 4 years from now, 6 months from now, the way you made them feel will be remembered, and they will reach out to you, because I have it happen to me all the time. I've had people work with me from my pharmacy days. That's like 7 years. And they're like, I remember working with you at pharmacy. You were so funny, blah, blah, blah. And you were always so nice to me. And I'm like, well, what are you up to now? And it's like, people close doors and block people left and right way too often. I do not block people unless you are a toxic troll. I will not do it, because
Do you think she thinks I'm a toxic troll by reacting to her video? Also, I find it really interesting that she's basically admitting that the reason that she's kind to people in this video, as she just stated, is essentially because one day they may join your MLM team. How about just be kind to people? That's it, you know?
I believe people can change. I believe people can be molded. I believe people can completely turn a 180 and be like, okay, I was wrong there. And they could become some of your best partners. Some of my worst enemies are my partners now, because I was never mean to them. I was always like, oh, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I had a girl be so nasty to me about like a message I sent, and I was just like trying to see if she'd get her eyes on a product.
Oh, okay. So you're cold messaging people?
And I was like, I am so sorry I came across that way. I didn't want to look like spammy. This is literally written up. I don't have a copy paste. I just thought of you. And she was so nice to me after that. And I was just like, I don't block people. Like, some people are so knee-jerk, and they're just like, oh, she's being nasty. I'm going to block her right now. You are alienating yourself in this industry when you do that. Be the bigger person. Oh, and I've seen this too before, where, bless their souls, they come in and they pitch you. And you're obvious, like, I'm a 6 and I've been a 7-figure earner too. And not a lot of people know that. I have talked about it because I want people to know what's possible, not to brag, but this is what's possible in the industry.
That's not what's possible. That's what a very small percentage of people will ever make in multi-level marketing. The majority of people are never going to even come close to that. But with them attempting to get close to that. The uplines benefit financially. And who wins out of all of this? The MLM company, because all of them are ordering products essentially.
Someone that has no idea who I am. They probably never looked at my profile. They just immediately pitch me a copy paste message. And I've seen leaders, quote, I put them in quotes because I don't find quote leaders, actual leaders. Real leaders don't need quotations. They really don't need to be called leaders. They should be called mentors.
I mean, that's semantics, right? I don't think there's leaders in MLM. I think there's people that get on Zooms and do lives and they're like, oh, let me inspire you. If I can do it, you can do it. And they say all the thought-stopping cliche type things, and they think that they're coming up with things that are original. And really, it's just a repetitive cycle. I don't know. What do you guys think?
This leader post about this, almost making fun of this person. Like, I blocked this person around and I told him what for or whatnot. I told him how to do things. And I'm like, wow, so you alienated yourself from that poor person that actually had the courage to do the copy paste, which is hard enough to get rejected. Here's what I do. I'm like, oh, hey, girl, it's so nice to connect. I'll send a voice text. Like, oh, what company you're with? Get to know them. Oh, if you ever need any, like, business tools, I do have a couple things that's working for me right now that helped me and my team. Would you want any help with anything? Oh, yeah, I'll send them a little PDF or something. You know, like, they remember that.
The only reason you're doing that is to try and recruit them, whether it's now or down the road.
Duh! Like, if you want a lesson in business growth, it's stop cutting off the bridges. The bridges need to constantly be built and added to, and little bricks reinforced. Like, you don't need to tear down every little bridge that comes your way because you just think that person's ignorant. Like, that person might just need the right person like you to coach them how to do the right things. Like, don't tear them down in the messenger. I try not to be that way because they're just learning. And like, dude, that's a lot. Like, them to send me a message and like be ready for the rejection, that's hard. They're trying. You're really trying. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Take the opportunity to coach them. Yeah, and you can do it in a tactful way. You don't have to be a know-it-all way. Be like, you know, when I was getting started, I did this too. I was with pharmacy. What company you're with? Well, I found like this little method's kind of been working for us. Maybe if you tried it, might work too. And definitely do voice text because it's a lot better. Goes across better. But yeah, that's my truth tonight. Is I'm probably gonna cry myself to sleep because I walked in after the webinar. And I told Steve, I said, well, honey, we lost everything in 40 minutes. Now we got to figure out what to do. Because I needed it to stay the same for like maybe 2 to 3 months so that, you know, I could get on my feet because I've just barely got started in the wellness store. So if you have any desire to support me as a customer, I would really appreciate it. I mean, just reach out. I would love to talk to you about it. I'm not trying to beg for sales, but...
And that's exactly what you're doing. You're using emotional manipulation to try and gain customers because you lost your income and now you're worried about how to pay your mortgage. I wonder how your downline in Beyond Slim has felt.
I am really loving what I do there. I feel safe. I have already earned a trip to Orlando. I get to meet my amazing uplines and executive team, and they're just literally like taking me under their wing and texting me about my depression and how are you doing? How are you feeling today?
That's called love bombing. Mm-hmm.
The VP, his name is Bracken. He asked me about my family. That was the first thing he wanted to know about. And I've just never really had anybody ask those things. It's all about productivity and things and just like drive. And that means so much to someone like me that's hurting. I literally was so positive today too. I didn't really see it coming. Like I said, I felt that things were shifting. I just thought I had longer, and anything that's not forewarned is definitely a shock. And then to have it kind of painted as such a great thing, which I'm sure it'll be great for some people, but definitely not for their 1%ers. Their 1%ers are now trying to figure out how we pay rent and mortgages, and it's gross. It's just,
I mean, if you have been making all of this money and managing your money, wouldn't you have all this extra kind of hanging out and have a security blanket? Oh, wait, people in MLM that are in the top don't typically have that kind of plan in place. I just find it so ironic how I can imagine how her downline must feel. People that are starting to wake up, that are seeing this for what it is, that are watching her cry over not being able to pay her mortgage, which is horrific. But I can see both things. I understand. I'm empathetic to what she's going through. But at the same time, I can't help but think of her downline and the people that have been struggling and trying to figure out how the heck they're going to order these products because they want to be a product of the product. And that's so important when it comes to MLM and the pressure that their upline puts on them and all the money that they have lost and the time and the energy that they have lost. And now their upline, who was making $15,000 paychecks, now is crying and like, oh my God, I lost all my money. And their downline, how could they not be looking at this and going, wait, I've been struggling for 6 months, hoping that one day I can get to that point that you're at, and poof, it's gone. That should be a wake-up call. If you are somebody that is in a multi-level marketing company, this should be a wake-up call.
It's unfortunate. I understand why companies have to do it because they're probably in a position themselves. They have to do it. I get that. Probably no real right or wrong reason to deliver something like this. I mean, I guess a phone call would have been great, but you know, I still would have cried. So, oh, good, Crystalline. I really do love the products here. I haven't found anything that I don't with the wellness store, and I'll continue to show everything that is my favorite. There's 500 products, so it's so hard. Hey, Angela. Well, we had a webinar, and Beyond Slim closed the leadership and organizational field, so leaders lost all paychecks, and affiliates have a new opportunity on their plate to run with, and hopefully they'll like it. You know, not everybody needs the same comp plan. I believe that. I really do. I believe and I love and care for many people that decide to stay, and if that's the style of building they want to do, cool. That's awesome. It's just not for me because I know how I build. I build like this and like this and like that.
What, you build by recruiting? How profound.
I love people, community, building.
I don't buy this for 1 second. Nothing against her. But if you can get on here and say that you love people and participate in a multi-level marketing company where the majority of people lose money, where there's transactional relationships, where people get hurt, where people get taken advantage of, you're not a people person. That's not what that is. I don't know what I want to call it, but that's not being a people person. That's taking advantage of other people.
Helping others make an income. I mean, do you know how important it is to me when I get a text message and someone says, I just made $1,000 for my first month?
And that's more than likely some sort of an elevated bonus, like a fast start bonus that's typically in their first 60 to 90 days. It's inflated. So when they continue after those first couple months and their income dramatically drops, that's when reality really sets in.
I remember my first $1,000 check and how I was at Walmart. It was actually $800 to be exact, but close. And I called Steve, and it was actually with Beyond Slim. That's what's so heartbreaking for me because I thought it was home. I really did. I said, honey, you never would guess what my first paycheck was. And I used to, you know, my old companies like Pharmacy, Celeste, Vic Beauty, Faberlic, all my first time paychecks were around $200, $250. And I said, guess. And he was like, 200. I was like, no, more. 300? No more. 600? No. It was $800, hon. He's like, wow, that's a great start for your first month. Then the next month, I already was at $4,000. I mean,
probably because you were recruiting from the previous companies you were part of, right? I just wish they would be honest. I wish they would say or tell the entire story because they don't typically tell the entire story. Why? Because you're taught not to.
I did run fast, and I went fast here. I was a $15,000 a month earner on my 5th month, and we sold our house so that we could have an office here, so I could have an office. You guys that have watched me a long time watched me work in my old house in the corner of my bedroom, and that's how I sold my makeup. I have a little backdrop, and I was in the corner of my bedroom, and it was so hot up there. And I was just scrolling on Zillow one night to get this house, and sometimes my bipolar self, we are impulsive, man. We are impulsive. And I'm scrolling, and I was like, man, this house seems perfect. There's an office, there's a 5th bedroom, there's an in-laws quarters that can help my parents, a place to stay. It can also help the traveling ministers in our church group, like, stay a night if they need a place. And I was like, we really need this house, Steve. And he's like, why are you looking at houses? It's not like you're making that much money, like, long-term yet. I mean, you just had a $15,000 check. That's great, right? And I'm like, yeah, but, like, it's even got storage for Epic Electric and things in the back. And, he's like, okay, well, I said, let's just look at it. We'll pretend we don't like it. We'll just go be nice to the realtor. We'll probably find something we hate. we walked in this house, and we didn't hate anything. And I was like, dang it, why did I have to love this place? He's like, oh man, we've been having to pay a storage unit for Epic Electric stuff. We could put it all back there and save money on that. It was 3 acres, almost 3 acres. There's a pond. It's just so nice for get-togethers. I pictured my son's graduation party out here. And I just said, honey, I'm just in my first 5 months at Beyond, but I know, because I'm at the top and everybody's under me, I know how these things work out. I'm going to be their master distributor.
I'm sorry. You know how things work out, and she just described a pyramid structure, and she had her first $15,000 month. The majority of that probably came from having a team and recruiting people from her previous companies. And you're selling and buying a new house? Okay.
I'm going to have everyone under me. And man, by year 5, honey, oh, it's going to be insane. I know it will be, because the funds just kept going higher and higher. So we bought the house. And I got to put my house on my name on the house, and then I bought my first Yukon. I always wanted a Yukon. That was like what told me I was doing well for myself. I've never bought my own car. I couldn't afford it. I was always the supplemental. I was a cleaning lady. I've been in dental. I was never the main breadwinner in any way. I just would bring in $1,000 a month or something. So I bought my first Yukon, and then I got the rims, and I thought, and it all sounds so materialistic right now, but my kids were bigger and we do volunteer work, so the Yukon fits our whole family and then some while we volunteer, so it was kind of nice to have the vehicle. And
I love that they volunteer. I think that's really cool. As far as the appearing to be materialistic, absolutely. Yes. And why? Here's my theory. Y'all let me know what you think. When you're in multi-level marketing, everything is about how it looks like on social media. It's all about the appearance of things. It's all smoke and mirrors as well, but it's all about how it looks. And I feel like that's what she's describing here. And I'm not sure if she even realizes it. Maybe she does, because she said, oh, this sounds materialistic, because it does. But that's what you're taught in multi-level marketing, how things look online, how things look on social media, because then you can rope people into this same scheme. If you're posting your brand new Yukon, or you're posting this house that you just bought, and you're thanking your team, and people are like, oh my God, this person is successful. When you look a little closer, are they really that successful?
It still was a used vehicle, but they're pricey. I think it was a 2021, and I got it 2 years ago. And it was like not a mansion. So I mean, the house is from the 50s, but it's been remodeled. It was my dream house. Because I'm a simple person, I don't need a mansion. I wanted something that served us. And now, tonight, when I walked in, I just don't know if we're gonna have enough time to save it. I don't know how we're gonna do that.
I believe what she's referring to here is she's not making enough money in Melaleuca to cover the mortgage, because she only started with Melaleuca several months ago. And from the sounds of it, she is their main income. And now Beyond Slim is going affiliate, so she's lost that income. And so now she's like, I don't know how we're going to pay this mortgage payment. I don't know how we're going to save it, meaning, is it going to go into foreclosure? I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Maybe we get a loan from our bank of dad. I don't know. So that's what's hard, is you get attached to your things. But I did say just last month I was okay. I was okay with something bad happening. I said, honey, I think I'm at peace with it. If I have you guys and we are a family and we're all together, I will move in with your parents. They can move into the apartment on the next side of the house, and we'll have no mortgage, and I don't have to have this house. But it takes a lot to get to that level.
I think she is really struggling with I want to piggyback on what I was just saying about social media and how it appears online. And I think that's what she's working through here. This is just my opinion. I don't know this person, but listening to what she's saying and how she's reacting, it makes me feel like she is processing how that looks on social media, coming from being up here and being at the top of the pyramid, for a lack of a better word, and then also being struck down to struggling. It sounds like. You guys let me know what you think, but I think that's where the emotion maybe is coming from. I'm not really sure.
It's a lot to get to the level where you're ready to leave everything behind that you built together and that suits the family and your friends and serving to house people that can stay, to go to a smaller home with no mortgage just so that you can live and not be in debt. So those are the decisions in my family right now, is if we're gonna have enough, or if I can just stay focused and I can build like I did in Beyond, which I know I'm capable. But he also told me I never want to build like that again. I've always said I don't want to hustle so hard that I've lost my soul to this industry anymore.
Then get out of multi-level marketing and do something else. One thing I like about what she has said in this video is she talked about, wanting to learn different apps and technology and, taking courses and things like that. And I think that there's a number of things that she could probably do to make more money without having to recruit people and without having to participate in hustle culture. MLMs are hustle culture. Because the second that you stop working, your income drops. People cancel their orders, people leave the team. That's just how it works.
And I've been having so much fun at the wellness store because I work 3 hours a day and my return is so much higher than it used to be. Like I used to, in all my other companies, I would just rush all day, 14-hour days. I would hire my VA to also be putting all this time and energy into it. And I'm just like, yeah, I made the big bucks. I did. Oh, I got up there. But I was also probably the most miserable I've ever been because I was trying to maintain that and gaslighting myself when it fell and the bottom fell out and you're bleeding more people than you can even bring in. It's not something I want to do forever.
Is this cognitive dissonance that we're seeing from her? Is she standing at the crossroads that I have talked about? I think it's been a long time since I've talked about the crossroads. Let me tell you what I mean. When I was in multi-level marketing, and for those of you that are new here, I was in multi-level marketing for 13 and a half years, 6 companies over the 13 and a half years. The last company was Prove It, by the way. I remember coming to these crossroads. And the crossroads kind of, for me, looked like, well, I can either continue going knowing that my team is not making any money and knowing, that this doesn't make any sense and that people are being hurt, or I can decide to get out and do something else. And I decided to get out and do something else and become an advocate against multi-level marketing companies. And I think maybe that's where she's at, because when I was just talking about social media and how it looks online and buying things and doing things and going on these luxury trips and this and that because of how it looks on social media, and essentially they're using it as a recruiting tool. It's almost like she's saying that. It's almost like she's saying because of how it looked. And that's what multi-level marketing leaders are doing. They're buying, they're spending, buying and spending, same kind of thing. Same thing exactly, actually. And they're sharing that stuff online because of how it looks. It's painting this picture of being super successful. But when you look behind the scenes, it's not always as successful as they want you to think. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
Can't do that long term. I just can't do that. It's just not for me. I mean, you guys know I'm bipolar. I'm on the spectrum. I get very overstimulated. I cannot gaslight myself in sales until there's nothing left. I was a coach in BYS. You have nothing to worry about. God knows you and you well enough. You never gave up on me. Oh, I don't give up on anybody. Now, you might not believe in yourself, but I do. I will believe into you and hold the baton until you grab it from me, because that's just the way it needs to be. Sometimes we are not confident until we finally are. Oh, thank you so much. It's really horrible. But we know that it's been happening. I mean, the whole industry is really in shambles and struggling, and what do? You gotta roll with the punches.
Or you can get out of multi-level marketing. Okay, now listen, guys. Her video is like 59 minutes long. I'm not going to react to the whole thing. I feel like we've caught the vibe. I feel like I've showcased some of the most important points. And so we're gonna end that here. But what have we seen? Where do we land now that, we've watched all of this? And I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I have compassion for this individual. She seems like a kind individual. I hope she's a kind individual. Losing your income in 40 minutes is, I'm sure, traumatic, no doubt. But I also have outrage and am holding space for her downline that's been living in pain while she was basking in success. Again, I've said this before, but the people that are in her downline or somebody's downline that are spending money and getting on all the Zooms and wasting time, energy, and money, as I've already stated, hoping that one day they're going to be in that top percent of the MLM company, and that never happens. Those are the people that are funding the lifestyle of the uplines. And so while I can have compassion for this individual, I think her name is Sarah, I can also hold space for the people in her downline that have been duped, essentially, because that's what it is. So multiple things can be true at once. Beyond Slim, Melaleuca, Prove It, Modere. The names will change, the branding will change, but the pattern will never change. The promises, the hype, the collapse, the pivot, as we just saw in this video, and the autoship that allegedly some of you, well, yeah, not allegedly, some of you have told me how difficult it is to cancel your Melaleuca order. And the fact that they will just send you stuff if you don't submit your order, or if you don't, I don't know. Anyways, it's weird. That's not a loyalty system. I feel like that's corporate rent, you know? If you've been told that MLM is your ticket for freedom, please remember this. MLM math will never add up. It's a gamble. It's not growth, and the majority of people are never going to win. The house, aka the MLM, will always win. If this helped you see through the spin, make sure that you like, subscribe, check out the playlists that are linked in the video description for more breakdowns just like this. And if you're still in one of these companies, it's not your fault. You didn't break MLM. MLM broke you. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching all the way through, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.